This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Tunnell Raysor.
If you have ever been in an auto accident or any time of accident, really for that matter, you know it can be a stressful situation.
That's right. You have bills, paperwork, calls from the insurance company, a lot going on, but it doesn't have to be so hard. Joining us today to talk about that is attorney Kelly Geloff, managing partner at Tunnell Raysor in Sussex County. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, how can an attorney help you out in this situation?
There's so much that we can do to help you. When you first get into the accident, there are many pieces of paper that are being thrown at you, there are phone calls that are being made, and you are potentially significantly injured and you're trying to get better, or those around you want to make sure that you're getting better. Getting to an attorney helps you through the paperwork process, making sure that you are getting the right people to pay the medical bills, making sure that those medical bills are getting paid. And if you end up having an injury while you were on the job, you want to make sure that the attorney helps you work through that paperwork, because that's a completely different process as well.
Okay, you mentioned medical bills. What if a person has the medical bills, doesn't have the insurance?
It depends. They think that maybe they don't have the ability to pay for those medical bills because they don't carry health insurance.
Right.
The good news is oftentimes the vehicle that you are in does have coverage. It's called PIP, personal injury protection coverage. It's called no-fault coverage. So no matter whose fault it was, you many times do have the opportunity to have those medical bills paid by the vehicle that you were in. That insurance company would handle that.
Okay.
And it's different in Delaware and Maryland, different states, as to how much you can get from that?
That's correct. Every state does differ, so you do have to check with your attorney to make sure that they can tell you what the coverage is and what's available. There's also different statute of limitations with regard to even getting those medical bills paid. Every state is different. Within Delaware, for example, you have 2 years to submit your medical bills and the proper paperwork to make sure your medical bills are paid. Maryland, it's 1 year for the personal injury protection type thing. And you have to also make sure that you have that coverage on your vehicle, because again, every state does differ on whether it's required to have that insurance on your vehicle.
Not everybody requires it. I thought everybody would.
Yeah.
You would think, but unfortunately every state does not require it. It probably comes down to money, but Delaware, for example, does require that you carry at least $15,000.
Right.
Maryland is different. You do have the opportunity to waive out of it, in fact, and other states are different, but you should see an attorney in each particular state, or call a local attorney, and if they can help you with that state or refer you to another state, if that accident happened in another state, they will help you.
Okay, say you're injured in an accident and you have to go get some medical treatment. Sometimes insurance companies require you to get a referral. That's not the case if you're in an incident like this?
Correct, it's not the case. For example, if you feel like you broke your arm and you think you need to get to an orthopedic doctor because you were in this auto accident, for example, you do have the opportunity to go straight to an orthopedic physician and advise them that you were in an accident and you were going to be using the vehicle insurance when you're going to that particular doctor. It is not where if you have a health insurance plan which requires you to go to your family doctor, for example, and then get a referral to a specialist. That is not the process that is required when you are in an auto accident. Again, you do have to make sure that you notify the provider that you're going to of the kind of insurance that you're having, that you're going to be using. You want to make sure that they do accept that as well.
Okay. Now, what if I get hurt on the job? What if I'm driving somewhere to do something and it's part of my work? What am I looking at then?
Oftentimes people get very concerned because they don't want to upset their employer, for example, because they were in this accident. Right. They don't have an issue with their employer. They don't want to get upset and maybe submit a workers' comp claim. In that situation, you have to worry about protecting yourself in that situation, which is making sure that you notify the insurance company of the vehicle that you're in, and also notifying your employer, because you don't know what your injury is at that point. So you want to make sure that you do have an open workers' comp claim, for example, just to make sure that everybody's notified, because you just don't know what your injuries are going to be, and you want to make sure that they can take care of you properly.
Right, right. Now, What about my auto insurance then? Is this two different issues?
It is. It's two different kind of avenues that you would be going down. And that's another reason why an attorney really does help you, because it becomes very overwhelming. I can see you both looking at me going, really? How much time do we have?
Okay.
Yeah, really a lot of paperwork and red tape to get through. It's not just about a settlement, it's about just doing it all right.
Correct. I have many people who come to me that are just so overwhelmed with the process. They may not have been significantly injured, and that's okay, but they just want to make sure that their medical bills are going to be taken care of. Can you please help me with this paperwork? Certainly. And oftentimes with personal injury type cases, that is what we're talking about here. Attorneys like myself and others that do this kind of work do offer free consultations when you are involved in something like this, because it is overwhelming. And you just don't know at the beginning how injured you are.
And if you'd like to read more facts and questions related to vehicle accidents and personal injury, or if you'd like to contact attorney Kelly Geloff, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab.
Thank you, Kelly, for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Open my eyes a whole bunch. Well, straight ahead on Delmarva Life, before wrestlers hit the mat, gotta weigh in.
That's right. Ryan Marshall with WBOC Sports takes us to Kent County, Delaware to meet a family who is balancing wrestling with weight.
Delmarva Life, life at its best, here on Delmarva.